Hi, I'm Gabriella, and today I'm going to show you how to change an infusion set for a Medtronic Minimed insulin pump. The first step to do a site change is to take out the site. So you pull it off just like that, and then you get your tubing disconnected out of your pants. And this is what the cannula looks like right there. That plastic tube you see, that's the cannula, and that's the part that actually goes into your body. So then what you're going to do is you're just going to twist that just out and pull it out, and it comes right out. Then you're going to go to Act. You're going to go down to Reservoir Plus Set, and you're going to push Act again. And then you're going to go up to Rewind. You can press Act. It'll tell you to disconnect tubing from body, remove reservoir from pump, then press Act to rewind. So we've done that, so you can press Act. Now that's rewinding. So something that's really important when you're using an insulin pump is to have room temperature insulin. So a trick that I've learned is to A, not refrigerate your insulin once it's opened, or B, this method, kind of like a baby bottle. So I pulled my insulin out of the fridge about 5 minutes before I changed my site, and I take like lukewarm water, a little warmer than lukewarm but not like hot, and I put it in a cup, and then I submerge the insulin bottle in there, and then for about 2 to 5 minutes, and then I just dump out the cup, and there's my insulin, and it's just the right temperature for putting insulin in your reservoir. So I found that to be a pretty good trick and helps with reducing air bubbles. So this is actually a brand new bottle, so I just pulled it out. You can see there. So what you're gonna need for your pump site changes, obviously your pump, a Band-Aid, reservoir, the actual infusion site, an alcohol prep pad, an IV prep, and another alcohol prep pad, and of course the sling. You're also gonna need an inserter, unless you insert your sites manually, and your BG meter and testing supplies. So this is a full site change, and so let's get started. So I pulled out my old site, so now I'm going to wipe it with alcohol, and this just makes sure that you don't get an infection, and it really doesn't hurt to go over it with an alcohol swab, and then just let it dry, and then stick on a Band-Aid so that you don't get an infection. Just like that. Just like that. There, and then you're good to go. And then make sure you throw that alcohol swab in the garbage. And then, okay. So now we're really ready to start. So the first thing you need is the reservoir. You have to fill the reservoir. And then when you first come out of the pack, get it out of the package, it's gonna be like there's air gonna be in it already, but you actually want to like twist it to the right, in and out, and pull it and cycle it a couple times. That helps with reducing air bubbles, as well as lubricates the reservoir chamber thing. So one thing I love about Medtronic reservoirs is that you can have it holds the insulin bottle for you. So you push the air in, and then you're gonna get the air out, or get the insulin out. So I change my site every day. Most people change it every 2 or 3 days, but because I'm really sensitive to some stuff, I have to change it every day. Now here's the trick for disconnecting. You're going to flip and twist the reservoir, pop that out. And by leaving the needle on for just an extra second or two, it stabilizes the air pressure in the insulin vial. So just pull that off. This goes in a sharps container. You're going to take your reservoir and hold it just like that. Then what you're going to do is you're going to open your reservoir, your infusion site, really shiny tubing, and you're just going to flip it like this, get the site out of there. Then you're going to pull this white tab here on the tubing to get that done, and then take your reservoir connection point and you got to untangle the tubing and then just pull that out to get all the sticky things out. I use very long tubing. I use the 43-inch because I feel like the longer tubing you have, the better. That's just pretty much a general standard statement across the board. There are some people who prefer shorter tubing, but I like the longer. The more tubing you have, the more freedom you have. That's how I like to look at it. So then, this is called a manual prime, and you can actually put this in the pump, but this is the way I do it. So, yeah. So I just hold it just like that, and when you see drops come out, there. So I'm just going to very slowly push up the reservoir. This takes about 10 to 15 minutes to fill, depending. There. And then that's done. Primed it. And then you're going to take your site and you're going to put it in here and just kind of like make sure the needle sits in there. And then you're going to take the adhesive covers off. You're going to stick the site down and you're just going to rotate this and pull it right off. And this is the needle guard. So now the needle is exposed, so now you have to be careful. So now you're just going to unscrew the plunger thing, and then you're going to stick the reservoir right in the pump, just straight in and lock until it is flat like this. Then you're going to go back to your pump and you're going to press act and it'll say rewind complete. Place and lock reservoir and pump, then press act. We did that. And it asks, are you disconnected? Obviously I am because I don't have a site on. So I'm going to say yes. Then it'll do the prime. And then when you get to this screen, this is usually when you press act to fill the tubing, but I do it manually because I find it a lot easier. So then you're going to say escape when you're done. And then it's asked, do you see drops at end of tubing? You say yes. And fill cannula. Then at this point you put the pump down. And you get ready to put in a site. So I'm going to put my site right here today. So first you need an alcohol swab. And go right here. Just wipe it off. Then let that dry. You're going to take an IV prep pad. Now what is the difference between alcohol and IV prep? Alcohol swab, all it does is sterilize your skin. IV prep is like glue. This is what actually makes the site stick to you. Some people don't need it, but most people use IV prep because, well, most people I know, because it just makes sure that the site actually sticks better. So just do like a round, just like alcohol, and just let that dry. You have to make sure it's dry though, or else it doesn't stick. So just letting that dry. And then you don't want to blow on it, but you can kind of wave air toward it. Because you can get like germs from your mouth or something if you blow on it. So there's, and then should be ready. Alright, so now you're gonna get your tubing out of the way, and put it on the skin. And I like to just kind of like get it to stick itself a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze these two white buttons. Now. And relax. And there it goes in. And then you're going to push down and pull straight up. Then you're going to seal down your adhesive, and you're going to pull the needle straight out. And then this is actually a sharps container. No, it's not a sharps, it's like a proof sharp thing. You just rotate it just like that, and the needle can't get you. Then the last step is to fill cannula. I do 1 unit, right? It's a 0.6. I'm using 0.6, so it's actually 0.3 for 6 millimeter, and then there. So then you're all set, and that's how you change a site with the Medtronic Minimed Insulin Paradigm Rebel system. Hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, comments, just leave it in the box below.